All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are diving headfirst into one of the biggest shifts happening in finance right now, the revolution of real-world assets, or RWAs. And let me be clear, this isn't just some niche crypto thing, no, this is way bigger. We're talking about the digitization of everything with value. So yeah, let's get right into it. You know, the source material for this whole explainer, it sets a really powerful tone from the get-go. It frames this knowledge not just as interesting information, but as a weapon, a tool for financial self-defense. In a world where the old systems are kind of creaking at the seams, understanding what's coming next isn't just smart, it's absolutely essential.
And that, right there, is the core idea we're going to unpack. I mean, just think about it for a second. A piece of a skyscraper, a sliver of a famous painting, a government bond, all of it represented as a digital token that you, and only you, control. It sounds like science fiction, right? Well, it's not. This is the promise of RWA tokenization, and it is already happening.
So to really get why this is such a game changer, you've got to look at what it's up against. The traditional financial world, let's be honest, it's clunky, it's slow, it's filled with gatekeepers and middlemen. It is definitely showing its age. What's happening right now is this fundamental migration of value. Think about it like this. The internet took all our information, books, music, photos, and made it digital. Well, blockchain technology is doing the exact same thing, but for assets. We are literally watching the plumbing of global finance get rebuilt from the ground up on a foundation that's more transparent, more efficient, and open to everyone. So, how do you connect these two completely different worlds? That's where real-world assets come in. They are the bridge. They take the stability and, the credibility of Wall Street, and they plug it directly into the fast-moving, innovative world of decentralized finance, or DeFi. RWAs are the pipeline. They're how all that massive value that's been locked up in the old system gets to flow into the new one. All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How in the world does a physical thing, like a building, turn into a digital token you can zip around the globe in seconds? Well, believe it or not, this idea has actually been evolving for centuries. And this is super interesting because it shows that this whole idea of representing value with something else, it's not new at all. I mean, we used to hold physical gold and land. Then we moved to paper, deeds, contracts, stock certificates. So you can see blockchain tokens are just the next logical step. They're like a supercharged digital deed, one that's global, instant, and can't be messed with. And this brings us to the key word of the day, tokenization. This is the how. It's the magic that makes all of this possible. You're basically taking the legal rights to an asset and wrapping them up in a digital token that lives on the blockchain. The actual asset, the gold bar, the building, it doesn't go anywhere. You're just upgrading its ownership papers for the 21st century. And look, this is not some far-off future stuff. It's happening right now. You can literally go buy a digital token that's backed by a real gold bar sitting in a vault. Or you can own a tiny piece of a fancy apartment in Miami right from your phone. And the big banks? They're already issuing bonds as tokens that settle in minutes, not days. This technology is being applied to the biggest asset classes in the world. Okay, so why is this such a big wave now? What's the big deal? Well, it's pretty simple, really. The biggest players in the game have woken up. They see this isn't just some fad. This is the future plumbing for all financial markets. I mean, just look at the names here. When you see giants like BlackRock, Fidelity, and JPMorgan pouring serious money and resources into this, you have to pay attention. They're not just gambling. They see a clear way to make everything faster, cheaper, and open to way more people all over the world. And the potential scale here, it is just mind-boggling. We're talking about a potential market of $16 trillion by 2030. And get this isn't about making up new money. This is about taking all the value that's already out there, locked up in things we can't easily trade, and setting it free. So what's the engine behind all this growth? It's all about smashing old barriers. First, it unlocks liquidity, taking something hard to sell, like real estate, and making it easy to trade. Second, fractional ownership. You don't need to be a millionaire to invest in a skyscraper anymore. You can buy a small piece. This opens up a global market that never sleeps, 24/7. And maybe the best part? It's all transparent. Every single transaction is on a public record for anyone to see. This quote really just hits the nail on the head. The world's wealth is moving. And the thing is, this is happening with or without us. So understanding it, adopting to it, that's not just a good idea. It's a strategic necessity. The people who get this now are the ones who are going to hold the keys tomorrow.
But, okay, let's be real for a second. With this much opportunity, there's also a ton of risk. Every big financial shift brings out the pioneers, sure, but it also brings out the scammers. So if you want to be a warrior in this space, you have to know how to spot the traps. Being cautious is just as important as being bold.
And the number one question you have to ask is always this: is the token really backed by what they say it is? A good, legitimate project will have independent audits, clear proof of where the assets are. A bad one, it's just a bunch of empty promises and fuzzy details. You have to demand the proof, always. So, what are the red flags you should be looking for? Well, there are a few big ones. No independent audits, huge red flag. Promises of guaranteed returns, run the other way. They can't prove who actually holds the underlying asset, don't even think about it. And watch out for super low trading volume or situations where one single company is in charge of everything. These are all signs to be very, very careful.
Look, here's the bottom line. Blockchain is an incredible technology, but it's not a magic wand. It doesn't get rid of risk, it just transforms it. You still have market risk, but now you've also got new things to worry about, like tech glitches or the company holding the assets going bust. So, doing your own homework, it's absolutely 100% non-negotiable.
All right, let's look to the future for our final section. If this first wave is about tokenizing things like bonds and real estate, the next wave is about tokenizing, well, pretty much everything else.
Take your house, for example. Imagine being able to tokenize the equity you've built up. You could get cash out of it without having to sell the whole thing or take out a complicated loan. Or what about the creative world? Imagine buying a tiny piece of the future royalties from your favorite song. You could invest directly in an artist you love and actually get paid when their song does well.
This could even change the world of sports. A young athlete's future contract could be tokenized, and as a fan, you could invest in them early on and share in their success if they make it big. And that's the ultimate vision, right there. If it has value, it can be tokenized. We're talking bridges, art, patents, literally anything. You can break it into tiny pieces, trade it, and open it up to a whole new world of investors. So we'll end on this thought. This massive shift is happening. The biggest names in finance are on board. The technology is real, and it's changing what it even means to own something. All that wealth is on the move, from old-school dusty vaults to modern digital wallets. So the real question for you is, are you prepared for what comes next?